European Space Agency, ESA, awarded OHB 280 million pounds to develop 2 satellites for the Earth Explorer 10 Harmony mission, which, and we've kind of brushed this in previous weeks, aimed at enhancing Earth observation. This mission is actually marking the first time that OHB is going to integrate a radar instrument with optical payload on a single satellite, which will enable some more precision monitoring alongside the Copernicus Sentinel-1 radar data. Set to launch in 2029, the Harmony satellites are going to be gathering data on ocean surface changes, glacier movement, seismic shifts. This is going to provide some critical insights into natural events, earthquakes, climate-related shifts in ice formations. I think it's always cool to see information and to be able to pull data like this and build data like this. Now, the Harmony mission does continue the legacy of Earth Explorer projects by bringing that knowledge in, environmental science, aiming to offer new data for climate research, Earth system science. There's a lot of moving pieces and a lot we don't know. So
we're looking at a collaboration here. We're also looking at using radar signals of another satellite. But the big thing we're looking at is something new. This is the first mission for which OHB is going to take radar instrument and optical payload on the same satellite. It's a major technical challenge. Mm-hmm. At the same time, we're looking to fly the first multi-static radar mission. This is super exciting. So obviously, design here is going to play a huge part. But I really think the number one I want to be looking for is a result of the use case. The Harmony satellites are going to orbit the Earth at almost 700 kilometers in a sun synchronous path, gathering data, monitoring the small movements and changes in the ocean, the glaciers, the ice sheets, the sea ice, the solid Earth. Mm-hmm. All of this data needs to be gathered correctly, needs to be analyzed, needs to be transferred, needs to be figured out what's happening with it. So I think the use case for the data and the requirements there is what I really want to focus on as the number one challenge.
Okay. Integration. It's integration. Integrating radar and optical payloads on a single satellite for the first ever time in the history of the universe, while ensuring the system can meet precise Earth monitoring requirements. It's the integration thing for me.
But with that, you're doing all that just so that you can take a look. The whole purpose of these, like their design purpose, is to gather data. That's the purpose.
Okay, that's the purpose, is to gather data. So it's the data is your number one problem, data gathering.
What are you doing with that data? How are you measuring it? How are you gathering it? What are the reasons? Just to say, hey, I want to figure out how to gather data is great. Yeah. But I need to know
it sounds really good. It sounds really good.
Transferring it, all of that.
Love it. But the problem is, if you don't have it as a satellite in the first place, you ain't gathering nothing. That combining of a radar and optical instruments on a single satellite poses huge engineering challenges, including you got interference management, you got to maintain signal integrity. So that's the big one. Second is your data transfer and analysis. That's number two, I would say.
But if you don't have the reason to gather the data, you don't have the reason to need to make the
technical requirements.
I love it.
Solution, product, validation, simulation. Make sure you've integrated the radar optical system to meet those performance requirements under these kind of crazy environmental conditions that are out there. Key to that really is going to be advanced simulation tools to replicate the combined radar optical payload operation in space conditions, ensuring that you've got minimal interference between instruments and optimal data to maintain that accuracy. So I'm going product validation and simulation as the solution for this one. I guess if you've got to bring AI into this whole space.
But wait, there's more. You've got to use an AI-driven predictive modeling to fine-tune the simulation parameters.
Did an Australian just come in?
I love it. Are you guys agreeing or disagreeing again?
We are disagreeing vehemently.
I love it. It's fantastic.